Hello my dear students, let us discuss about design considerations for gravity dam and earthen dam and low and high gravity dam. Let us first discuss about the gravity dams. A gravity dam is a solid structure made of concrete or masonry constructed across a river to create a reservoir on its upstream. The section of the gravity dam is approximately triangular in shape with its apex at its top and maximum width at bottom. The section is so proportioned that it resists the various forces acting on it by its own weight. Where good foundations are available, gravity dams can be built up to any height. The section of gravity dam should be chosen in such a way that it is the most economical section and satisfies all the conditions and requirements of stability. Hence, after the section of dam has been arrived at, the stability analysis for the dam must be carried out. Gravity dams can be designed by the two methods. The first method is multiple step method of design of gravity dam. Second one is single step method for design of high dams. Let us discuss about multiple step method of design of gravity dam. This figure shows the zoning for non-overflow gravity dams. Here you can see there are different zones: zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, zone 5, zone 6 and zone 7. In this case, the total dam height is divided into various zones with the help of various horizontal sections. These are the sections. Each zone starting from top of the dam is designed in such a way that all the stability requirements for it are fully satisfied. The total height may be divided into 7 zones as shown in figure. Brief description of conditions for each zone are given one by one. First one, zone 1. This is the topmost rectangular part of the dam lying above the full reservoir level. This is the zone 1 here. This portion is the zone 1. The height of this zone is controlled by the freeboard requirements and thickness is fixed on the basis of practical considerations. If ice is likely to deposit at the surface of the reservoir, the thickness and height of this zone is fixed on the basis of sliding of the zone due to ice pressure. Zone 2. This is the zone which has both of its faces vertical. The position of bottom of this zone, that is CC, is fixed here, such that the resultant passes through the outer third point of the plane CC. Zone 3. In this zone, upstream face is maintained vertical, whereas downstream face is given the slope. The position of the bottom of this zone, that is bottom of the DD, is fixed in such a way that the resultant for reservoir full and empty conditions pass through the outer middle third point and inner middle third point respectively. Here, okay, this zone. Zone 4. In this zone, upstream face of the dam is also battered like downstream face, but batter of upstream face with vertical is very small. The position of the bottom of the zone EE is fixed in such a way that the maximum stress developed at toe for the condition when the reservoir is full reach the allowable limit of the stress for the material. The height of the dam above the bottom of zone 4 is the height of the low dam. Zone 5. Downstream slope is further flattened in this zone so that the maximum pressure at downstream toe remains within the working stress under reservoir full condition. The resultant for reservoir full remains well within middle third point of the base of this zone. For the reservoir empty condition, the resultant cuts the upstream middle third point of the base of this zone in section and stress at heel reaches the permissible limit. This is nothing is there. Okay. Zone 6. In this zone, the resultant lines for both the conditions of reservoir full and empty well within the middle third points of the base of this zone. Maximum stresses developed at toe for reservoir full condition and at heel for reservoir empty condition reach the maximum permissible value. Zone 7. At the bottom of this zone, the maximum compression at the downstream toe exceeds the permissible limit. This zone is generally eliminated by revising the design of the dam. If change in the design is not possible, then this zone is made from superior material so that it may sustain the increased stresses developed at toe and heel. So this is about the multiple step method of design of gravity dam. Okay, mainly here this is the total dam height is divided into various zones: zone 1, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, zone 5, zone 6 and zone 7. Okay. Next, let us discuss about the next method, single step method for design of high dams. In multiple step method of design of the dam that up to bottom of the zone 4, the dam is low gravity dam. But if we go beyond the height of low dam, upstream slope has very steep slope, whereas downstream slope has convex shape outwards, but convexity outwards is not allowed. This convexity is avoided by designing the dam as a single block but conforming to the conditions laid down in zone 6. The shape of the high dam designed according to single step method is shown in figure. In this method, the upstream face of the dam is maintained vertical for some depth which may be determined as given in figure. Below this section, both upstream and downstream faces are given such slopes that for both the conditions of reservoir full and reservoir empty, the stresses at toe and heel at all the sections reach their maximum values. This condition can be accomplished by performing several trials in all the sections. Okay, here you can see this is a comparison of multiple step method and single step method for the design of high dam. This is the thick line, that is the single step design, and this one dotted line is the multiple step design. Okay, single step design, and this is multiple step design. Figure shows superposition of dam section designed according to single step method over that designed according to multi-step method. It is very clear that cubic content of the dam designed by multi-step method is economical. You can see here the cross section is less, so the multi-step method is economical. Dam designed by multi-step method is fully stressed at all the heights lying below the height of the low dam. But in case of dam designed according to single step, the section is under stressed everywhere except at the base. This is the single step method for the design of a high dam. This is a single step method. This is a multi-step method for designing of the high dam. Here only the zones, 4 zones are shown. Okay. Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3 and Zone 4. From the discussions done till now, following inferences can be easily drawn. The first one is low dams should be designed by multi-step method as they prove economical. High dams beyond zone 6 should be designed by single step method so as to avoid convex curvature on the downstream face. It may be economical to eliminate the zones 5 and 6 by using more superior materials in the lower part of the dam, as in that case permissible compressive stresses will be more and hence higher stresses can be sustained by the dam. Okay, so this is about the design considerations for gravity dam. Now let us discuss about design considerations for low and high gravity dams. To decide whether the dam is low or high, first of all, the height of the dam to be constructed should be checked so as to ensure whether it is a low gravity dam or a high gravity dam. If the height of the dam is less than that given by this equation, F divided by gamma W into SC plus 1, where F is the permissible compressive stress of the dam material and SC is the specific gravity of the dam material, then the dam will be a low gravity dam, otherwise vice versa. If the height of the dam is less than this equation, when you substitute specific gravity and this compressive stress values and unit weight, then you will get the one value. If it is the less than this value, then it is a gravity dam, or if the height of the dam is greater than this equation, then you have to decide the high gravity dam. Low gravity dam. This is a picture of a low gravity dam. A low gravity dam is designed on the basis of elementary profile, where the resultant force passes through the middle third of its base. The principal stress is given by this equation. Sigma is equal to gamma into H into S minus C plus 1, where sigma is principal stress, gamma is unit weight, S is specific gravity and C is a constant. The principal stress varies with height H, as all other terms are constant. To avoid failure of the dam, the value of sigma should not exceed allowable working stress. That is, F is equal to gamma into H into S minus C plus 1. So this is about low gravity dam. Next, let us discuss about high gravity dam. The high gravity dam is a complicated structure. You can see here, this is just a triangular shape, but a high gravity dam, you can see here, this is a complicated structure where the resultant force may pass through a point outside the middle third of the base. The section of the dam is modified by providing extra slope on the upstream and downstream side. The condition for the high gravity dam are H is greater than F divided by W or gamma W into S plus 1, where F is allowable working stress and S is specific gravity and W is gamma W, unit weight of water. Okay, this is about high gravity dam. So now we have discussed the design considerations for gravity dam that can be done by two methods, multiple step method and single step method, and also discussed high gravity dam and low gravity dam. Let us discuss other dam in the next class. I hope all of you understood. Thank you.